Hi, my name's Cordy. Do you have lofty goals for your guitar playing? Subscribe to the channel and let me help you achieve them. Alright?
So this video I want to talk about some kind of patterns that I've decided that I want to kind of get under my fingers a bit more. So with all of this stuff, when it comes to guitar, there's not really any quick wins as far as I can tell. And I think basically the things that you end up practicing for a lot of time, over long periods of time, can sometimes come out in your playing, and potentially you end up with this kind of improved technique from stuff. So legato is one of the things that I kind of focus on, and quite a while ago I noticed that I was doing a lot of this kind of thing. And it's like a 5 notes on one string and 3 on another, so 3 on this E. So we're in A minor, so we're going up 3 note per string patterns, but we're playing uneven amounts on each string. So we've got 3 on this, and then 5 on the string underneath it. And that works quite nicely because it divides up into 8 notes, but it's also less predictable than that kind of thing. And it also works really nicely with 16th notes, which is kind of cool because early on there can be a tendency to focus on kind of sextuplet or triplet kind of feel with that kind of stuff. So this is stuff that I've worked on, is trying to even out legato playing so you've got lines that fit kind of neatly in time and that kind of stuff. Here's the idea: that I wanted to get this kind of thing, but with other patterns, but we're going to keep the kind of 3 and 5 idea. So the first one was this. I'm not going to be able to play these super fast yet, but I'm hoping that if I work on this over a long period of time, that it's going to creep out in my playing at some point. And if it never does, at least I will have worked on something consistently, which will hopefully improve kind of my legato and technique and that sort of stuff. So what I'm focusing on is I'll be doing this with a click, and I'll be focusing on trying to get it smooth and even and try and keep it in time even if it's slow. So slow legato is probably very hard to control. That kind of thing, and I might even do just left hand only stuff. And really pay attention then. So if you're not relying on your right hand to create that kind of velocity, you've got to rely on your left hand to do that kind of thing. So I'm going to spend a bit of time every day on this. And because it's just a 3 note per string kind of pattern, what I've got is down, so all down on the first string, and then that's the pattern on the second string. So down, so that's pattern 1. And you can move it around scales, obviously, so to any kind of 3 note per string. So we're doing kind of pairs of strings, so 3 down, then jump down a string, and you could even do that in kind of in the same place. So just experiment with that as an idea. And experiment with using your right hand or not. You could also pick these, of course, if you want to. So then pattern 2 is we're going to be starting on with 5 strings on this top note, and it's going to go like this. So if you notice, you've got 5 and then 3, then 5, then 3. And again, I'm going to try and do this kind of thing without my right hand. Really hard to control, but a good thing to practice, I think. So that's the second pattern. So 5. So down, back up, and then back down. And K, and then 3 descending on the next string set. Just slowly, 5, and then 3 descending, then 5. So yeah, that's the next one. So then after this, I've decided that I want to start off with some lines which kind of start with the middle finger first, so that you end up getting even less predictable line, because we're not going or. So what we're going to end up with is, so exercise C. So like that. So we're going to just keep it in this one place for now. We're going to only be on the G and the B string. So 5 notes starting from the middle finger, so up, then jump down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the next string up, we're going to go up 3 notes. And then you can move that scale wise. That kind of thing. Okay, so that's the third exercise that I've thought of. You could obviously move it to other strings. And, you know, play it across the whole thing. It was just the idea that that pattern would work quite nicely, kind of tracking up and down the fretboard. And then the very last one is that kind of idea again, but we're going to start with that idea at the top and then have a 5 note underneath. So we're starting with the 3 notes on this E string, so that's the idea there. So you go 3 notes on this E string, so here on the 10th fret, and then the 12th, and then the 8th, and then 5. And again, you could move that through the strings and through the keys and all that sort of stuff. And it's this thing that doesn't necessarily want to be controlled. And, you know, it has a really cool feel once you so I'm going to try and get that. So So yeah, that's the gist of it. Just a few little exercises that I'm going to try and do regularly. Okay. Just a few little exercises. I'm going to try and do those regularly. Hopefully that's vaguely interesting to one or two people that might be wanting to kind of upgrade their legato technique. Those are the things that I'm going to be doing along with a click. Just take it slow to start with and try and build up kind of like a feeling of what it's like to play these licks. Before you kind of try and race ahead with them, that's what I'm going to be trying to do, is just build like a relationship with those, so that they become something that I do regularly with different scales and different ideas and that sort of stuff, so that hopefully at some stage they'll be as natural feeling to me as that kind of thing. At the moment it's going to be a bit choppy. So yeah, the tabs for that I'll put up on my Patreon, and I'll also put up a backing track, but hopefully that will help someone maybe. Catch you in a bit. Oh, you could like and subscribe if you want.